What's up, Gorehounds, and welcome to the Gore Podcast. I am your not so mean Fluff Master Supreme, Big Johnny D, bringing this shit show in. However, I don't bring this shit show in alone. For with me, as always, are my beloved horror homies, and we are back to full fucking staff finally after a few weeks. And it's good to see everybody's faces fucking here today. And we're gonna go through roll call right here, real quick. Starting off with that Dark Lord of Knowledge, that Chad Daddy, Mr. Chad Chrisman.
What's up, bitches?
We have the Duke of the Dead, the host with the ghost, the Dean of the Deceased, and I'm sure there's a few more I could probably throw in there, but Mr. Steve Vasquez.
How's it going, baby?
And back from his hiatus of, 2 weeks you haven't been here, Bob?
Mm-hmm.
We got that killing machine, that beloved meat mountain of ours, Mr. Bobby Amone.
Good evening, Rotten Crotches. It's great to be back.
Ooh.
Yeah, right. What's up, Rich? See you over there in the chat. Rebecca, I see you watching. What's
up, my honey bunny is watching. Hi, honey.
She is making sure you behaving.
Making sure
I'm
you're
always
best
behaving.
behavior.
That's right. Today is July 3rd, 2023. Happy Independence Day if you are in the US of A.
Happy birthday, America.
America.
Fuck yeah. Go through the whole fucking McDonald's. Fuck yeah, Robert. Yeah. Fucking A, dude. McDonald's is like the worst fucking, like, was it not imperialism, but whatever the fuck it is, like when like you develop something and it just like goes across, like that's what we gave to the world was McDonald's. Yeah. Sorry. Anyways. You know what? Brody does love his KFC, so at least he got
He does.
Yeah, he does.
So you know what? Yeah.
It doesn't always love him, though.
No. It's a greasy bird, dude. 30. But today we are talking 2010's Daybreakers, which is a movie that was my pick. And if you guys watched it for the show, we're going to discuss maybe it doesn't necessarily fit the normal vibes of the show, but it fits in the and more category. We'll get to that in a little bit.
I don't know, because it had a good bit of gore, too.
Yeah, it had a lot of gore.
It definitely.
Oh, yes.
For like the few scenes that it had those scenes were like fucking cranked to the dial,
and
like hardcore.
Dude, I could not even get an accurate body count because of all the scenes
No.
where like the vampire soldiers were killed. Yeah.
That end scene, bro, that massacre. No.
Just could not keep track. There was too many.
Absolutely. But yeah, before we talk about that, we're going to talk about what the fuck we did in the past week. So, Mr. Vasquez, how your pipes feeling, buddy?
Let's see if I can do it. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for your Slice of Life.
Yeah.
That was clean. That was right to the groin. That was clean.
Yeah.
Fucking A, dude. Chad Daddy, you want to start us off? How you been, bud?
Not bad, buddy. Didn't really get much done this past week. Weather was kind of shitty. Keeps raining off and on. I went from 2 weeks ago having a dry, almost dead lawn to literally, no joke, a fucking field of mushrooms in my backyard.
Hell yeah, dude. Me too.
But I did get one good day that I could mow the yard, so I got that done on Thursday. Other than that, Saturday. Okay, so we were supposed to. We went to my in-laws for a little get together. They had a big cookout. Every year, they have friends come down from Canada. They live up by Montreal. They come down. They hunt deer for deer hunting season, which is like right up to Thanksgiving. This year, they're going to come down now and also in hunting season. But of course, the day before they leave, Carol, the lady, cut her foot open real bad, so they couldn't make it down.
Ouch.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. So, we still had a nice little get together, had a good time, had some laughs, had some good food, had some nice baby back ribs and stuff like that.
My baby
It's
back
good
rubber
stuff.
band.
And okay, so this is so weird. And this week, they announced that Pluto TV was getting a Godzilla channel, and it launched on Saturday.
What?
Yeah.
They not only have a dedicated channel, they also have all the movies on demand.
Like all the movies.
Almost
all the movies, probably.
99% of them. There's a few that aren't there. 1985 is not on there. Biolante's not on there, but they have the majority of them on demand. Not yet. They're getting them.
Okay, I was gonna say that's literally two of my favorite ones right there.
They are getting them. But so last night I decided to try and watch Rodan, which I've actually never sat and watched before. So I was sitting there and this happened twice, where I was watching a movie once 12 minutes in, and once when it was like 12 minutes left, the fucking movie resets itself and starts over from the beginning.
What?
Yeah.
What?
And I've had Pluto TV do that before, so I don't know if it's just. So it is whatever. I knew roughly where I left off, so I did get to actually finally watch it. And let's see, what else did I do? So started playing this Jurassic World game. It's a park simulator on PS5.
Which one is it? Is it Extinction? Right? No.
Whatever. It's the second one of whatever it is. I don't remember exactly.
Might be Extinction too.
It might be, but so I've just been playing like the sandbox version where you just build your park and you don't have any set goals or anything, and it's pretty fun. But I think I've already reached the limits of what you can do with it, so I've moved on. Then I watched this movie, and that was about all I got accomplished. So, Scuba Steve, you had an eventful weekend. Let's hear about it.
Well, let's see. Friday was the girlfriend's birthday, and I took the night off, which I don't take the night off for anything unless it's like an investigation or something. I'll take the night off. But I took her out. We did, we hung out, went to go watch one of her favorite bands play. And I was adamant I did not want to go to the bar that I work at. She wanted to go. It's a birthday. I'm not going to tell her no. So she had a couple shots at the show. I was staying sober because I was the DD. So I was like, yeah, no, like this is your birthday. I'm going to take care of you. I'll stay sober. That way I can take care of the baby, when we get home. That all went out the window. We had a blast. It was great. Had a fun night. We partied it up. I proposed. We went home. Yeah.
I love how he glosses over that.
He just glosses over that.
Yeah, so I had the courage in me, and I asked her to marry me. I mean, she's fucking perfection, man. So I was like, you know what? The time, her friends were there, and so it just seemed like the perfect opportunity. And so I threw myself up for a karaoke song, which was Grow Old With You from The Wedding Singer. And I sang her the song. And then after the song was over, she was sitting right in the front watching me sing or whatever. And I was like, hey, so you want to get married or what? She said yes. So she thought I was joking. She's like, are you serious? I'm like, yeah, I'm fucking serious. And she said yes. So we're so that was my weekend.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Congratulations.
And then yesterday, what did I do yesterday? I don't remember what I did. I didn't do much yesterday. I hung out with my grandma and my mom, and Charlie because Mel had to work. Saturday I didn't do anything nothing really awesome to talk about or anything. Then I got to watch this movie, which I thought I hadn't seen, but I had seen it, and I was really glad to rewatch this movie. So that's it for me. What about you, Bobby?
Well, I have been gone for the past 2 weeks, and that's because work was, Hold on 1 second. I'm just changing the
I say
settings
Bob's got
here.
a little latency going on here. Or
A
something.
little bit.
Sorry, I just changed my camera, so let's see if it works it in. But
that's not
work
be the shit show,
literally
right?
had us staying away last week, so I couldn't be here Monday. The week before, we were working late, so it was all work related as to why I was not here. Because when I would watch the show and I wasn't on, I was like, I fucking miss this shit, man. I should not be here. I should be on the show.
Bob's like, there's so much shit I want to say.
Yes, exactly. Oh God, listen. At the chainsaw episode, I was like,
I know. I was so disappointed.
which I'll I can literally touch on. I'll touch on in 30 seconds after I give my thing.
You can't do it in 30 seconds.
Oh yes, I can.
Don't give your
Anyway.
man. You can go longer than
But
that.
so this weekend, me and my girlfriend we stayed over at our one friend's house on Friday night. We went out and had dinner with her, my friend Tay, and then Saturday there was a whole group of us. We went to New Hope, and we went and had lunch and just walked around and enjoyed the day. And then yesterday we went and had breakfast with a few friends of ours, walked around the mall, and just chilled out and had dinner at her mom's house. And that was it. That's what I've been doing. The only other thing, I don't know if I showed these here, but I'm doing the Jack Slater cosplay, and I found boots.
All
Now
right.
No shit.
Now they're not his snakeskin boots. A lot of companies make them, but like they don't have them in my size. So I found boots that were just unique, and I think would be something that just looks a little more updated.
They'll work.
And I found them in my size, and now that I actually like them and I wear them more now, I'm buying more from them. So they're getting plenty of my business. So
Nice.
that's literally it. But real quick on that chainsaw episode, I know I said it in my 4-minute video. So the only gripe I had with that movie is Leatherface's look. He looks great. He looks gnarly. The mask looks too cartoony. It looks fabricated. Doesn't look like he put it together. Kind of like part 2. That's my only gripe with the movie. Other than that, it's probably one of the most near perfect remakes. Other than because
I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know about your gripes because I couldn't freaking hear it because the stupid computer that's setting on the freaking volume, which John tried to tell me about, and I didn't know exactly what he meant. And then I figured it out later.
Man, I called that shit right from
Yeah,
the
you
get-go.
did. Yeah, you fucking did.
But that was my only gripe with that movie. The mask looked too fabricated. Like it looks scary, but I'm like, ain't no fucking way he made that. It looks too goddamn perfect. I feel the same way about part 2. I still like it, but I still feel like, man.
Do you like the what the fuck what the hell's the main dude's name? The boyfriend there. Not
Kemper?
Kemper. Do you like the Kemper mask better? I feel like that's more Leatherface
actually yes, because it's the first time we see him at this point with a new mask, and he literally just he says, well, I'm gonna wear it, and that's what I'm gonna do.
Fair enough, dude.
So, but like I said, it's kind of like the part 2 mask. It's gritty, but it looks too fabricated. So, but that was my only gripe with the movie. Other than that, it's a near perfect remake because it's very gritty. It's got the capture of the 70s. It feels like you're in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, they did it right. But
I love Brody's hot take on it that it was his favorite over part 1.
I always thought 3 was his favorite. Honestly,
it might be, but I know he liked that one more than the first one.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair, man. Hey, man,
sometimes the remakes are superior.
Yeah,
this is true.
Sometimes you just need,
that one's
sometimes.
Debatable.
No. I'm not talking the thing, not the prequel, the original thing. John Carpenter.
No, I'm talking about. He said remake of Halloween. And I said that one's a very debatable one.
Yeah.
Wow. At least in this quad, that's literally a split 50-50. So, but hell yeah, man! I'm glad to have you back, homie.
Well, like I said, it's not to say I don't like it, but yeah, it's happy to be back. I'm happy to be here, but we're not here to talk about remakes and all of that shit. We're here to talk about what we did in the movie. But that's enough about me. I'm back. John, give me some of that sexiness.
All right. All I'm going to ask for you, sir, is figure out what the fuck's going on with your camera because I want to see your pretty face.
Yeah, it's very distracting.
I will do that.
I want to see your pretty face. You look like
the latency is fixed.
Yeah. Your audio's fine, but you look like you're coming in at like 280p, bro.
I'm literally
like old school.
I'm at definition.
Well, what the fuck?
You're full green. Refresh.
I'm at all right. So I'm at 720. I'll refresh.
I'm only 720.
I'll be back.
Well, so.
That's what mine is.
Anyways, yeah. I cheaped out. I didn't get that 1080. But anyways,
dude, I got the 1080 camera I have. I think I spent $10 or $12 on it. It was on Amazon, one of their Prime Day specials a couple years back.
Oh no! Oh yeah, I remember when you did that. You got like 2 of them, right?
Yeah, and the other one's not as good. I mean, I like it, but I think it zooms in too much, and I can't fix that.
That's fine. All right, let's get Bob back in here. What up, buddy? Welcome back. All right. So let's see. What the fuck did I do? Absolutely, really nothing because the weather's been shit. We were supposed to have a cookout. Unfortunately, we kind of canned that because we had my house doesn't hold the amount of people that we had. Like outside, yes. Inside, no.
Yeah.
And it was just like one of those thunderstorm things, but it's like you know how it goes. It could go either way, man. It could literally, it says it's going to go all day, and it could, or it does it for 30 fucking minutes and it's good to fucking go the rest of the goddamn day. You know what I mean? It's a fucking crap.
But it's like 30 minutes of that straight downpour.
Yeah, so you just don't know, dude.
Yeah.
Like, whatever. So canceled that. So then kind of had like a makeshift one of my parents because they were like, well, we already thought all the food and shit. So fuck it. All right, whatever. And then honestly, I've been doing just fucking cleaning and gaming hard on fucking MK11, bro. I got my buddy Logan playing with me, man, which has been always fucking like great. We've been doing that thing where just choose same character. We're like, all right, here we go. Let's see who we go. Best of best. But then that, and then so I started letting my daughter was like kind of sneaking in. I didn't personally care. I think it's Jen's a little bit more adamant against it, but I was watching Scorpion's Revenge while doing my laundry the other day. And She was like, she sees cartoons. She's like, Dad, what's this? I was like, it's a movie. She's like, oh. And then like, it is literally when like Scorpion's about to rage out on all the Lin Kuei right in the beginning, dude. So I'm like sitting back and letting her watch it. And she's just like, oh, wow. She's like, what is this? I was like, it's Mortal Kombat. She's like, oh, she's like, I could probably watch this, right? And my wife's like, no. She's like, why? She's like, movies are like, she's like, it's a cartoon. I was like, yeah, but it's rated R. She's like, cartoons aren't rated R. I'm like, look at the box. Like, yeah, they are. I was like, says younger me coming in from what? It was just the instantaneous thought of me going back to my youth, watching heavy metal for the first time, dude.
I knew you were going there.
Bro, yeah, right? Like, I mean, come on. That's the movie of the 80s when you think
R-rated horror or
R-rated animated. Yeah, man. You're like animated titties, dude. Fucking A. Still looking good.
Those don't sag.
No, man. And then Jesus. But no, just like I said, man, just been doing that. I had a really fucking chill weekend. And then I watched the second Legends movie today while prepping after this movie, watching last night, which I am so excited to talk about and ready.
So
to
you
talk
watched
about.
the first two. Are you going to finally get a chance to watch Snowblind?
Yeah, I'm just going to go out and buy it because they announced the fourth one coming out, which is going to be straight up just Johnny Cage, which I was like, fuck yeah.
It sounds really cool too.
Yeah, I'm all about it.
What's up, Gene?
And you know what, man? Like, I gotta say, even though we pooed on the second Legends, I love 95% of that movie. And then the ending just is like
I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch them all too again.
Yeah, dude. I mean, fucking Scorpion's Revenge is just like that's like the perfect Mortal Kombat fucking movie.
When you get to Snowblind, it's just such an oddball movie because you're sitting there and it's like in the future, and you're kind of wondering how things got to be when the way they are, and then it does explain it at the end, and you'll see.
Okay,
it'll make sense.
So that's my goal is to go out and get I want to get the physical because I already have the physical the other two. So I'm like, yo, man, I got to collect the series. So Gene, I'm the same thing, man. I got to go down the Indiana Jones before I go out and see the new one.
Yeah, I got to do the same thing again.
I don't know. I've seen the first three enough times that I don't need a refresher.
I have not watched them in like probably almost 30 years, dude.
I just love watching them.
I just had Last Crusade on just for background noise like 2 weeks ago.
Well, I haven't seen that one in a while. I'm a Temple of Doom guy.
Temple of Doom is the best.
I'm still reeling off the stunt show, dude. So that's the only reason I want to go. I'm like, yo, the stunt show is fucking dope. So let's do this. But no, man, I'm ready to talk about this movie, man, which is 2010's Daybreakers.
Yeah.
And this was a pick that I'm not gonna lie. I chose it because I had the physical, and I was like, well, I haven't watched that movie in a long fucking time. Let's throw it on the list.
Hell yeah.
And I'm glad that you guys, two of you didn't see it, and then Steve forgot completely that he saw it. So it was kind of like
it's like watching it for the first time.
Yeah. For the first time. You want me to take the plot rundown right away?
Yeah, it's your pick. Take it.
All right. So this shit was released January 8th, 2010, at the end of the darkening. Maybe still a little bit. The year is 2019, not a totally different 2019.
Yeah.
But not really. Not
Close.
really, because
It
they
was
talk
close.
All
about
right,
the
all right.
pandemic
We'll
and
get that. We'll
everything.
get there. I know.
Dude,
I mean,
there's literally a scene where it says it all started with a bat.
Yep.
True.
There was.
I wasn't even gonna go there, but
I
There was.
completely forgot about that.
Before you get into, there was way too many similarities about
There
what went down in
was.
2019 and 2020.
There was.
And then we magically find a cure.
there's a lot of things about this movie, man. I can't wait to talk about because it just a weird. I mean, it was futuristic at the time, but obviously now it's in the past. But it's one of those.
No,
like,
it's not. It is right
obviously
here in the fucking present.
No, I know, but there's alternate things that are definitely still more futuristic in this movie than what we have.
Yeah, definitely.
Anyway, so the year is 2019, and vampires make up the vast majority of the population, with only 5% of the human race remaining. This presents peculiar challenges as the vampire's food supply, human blood, is dwindling and rationing is now the norm. There is growing evidence that vampires deprived of adequate blood supply are themselves evolving into devolving themselves into wild, vile creatures that attack anyone and anything in order to survive. Dr. Edward Dalton, a vampire and hematologist who works for a pharmaceutical firm, has been working on finding an artificial blood supply that will meet the vampire society's needs. He is sympathetic to humans and sees his work as a way of alleviating. Jesus Christ, a long one, dude. I didn't pre-read it.
You're getting there.
All right. Alleviating their suffering, but his views on finding a solution change considerably when he meets someone who found a way to transform himself from being a vampire back to a human. Directed by Michael Peter Spierig, Undead and Jigsaw. Written by Michael and Peter Spierig, Undead and Winchester. Not the Winchesters.
No.
Winchester
Hotel.
like 2015, right?
I think.
Yeah. I think, okay.
Yeah.
Produced by Chris Brown, Komodo, Bate, Sean Frust, The Woods and Renfield, Brian First, The Woods and Renfield. Body count, I love it. 74, give or take a few. You know what? The fact that you even have that.
I looked it up because Chad said he couldn't find it. So I went and I looked it up, and it said it was probably more, but the scene where it said it could have been more in the car. It never shows how many bodies are in it, but they counted the one driver and the one guy controlling the gun. More vampires were probably killed here, but he only counted the ones getting that were shown getting killed. So it's really hard to count. They're all in soldier gear, so they're impossible to differ.
Mm-hmm.
But 34 of them from entering the lobby, and they all died. So total final tally was 74.
We'll go with that.
Yeah.
Hey, man, you know what? I like it. All right.
Yeah, I'm guessing that includes the people in the cabin.
Probably.
I would have to
The
include
cabin.
everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody. The Chang gang, fucking even the man bats. Like,
So 5 dead bodies and a decapitated head in the cabin. So that he counted 6 there.
yo, I can't wait till we get to talking about this because that scene like threw me for a loop because I was expecting something and I was like, oh, guess not. But Bobby, take it away, homie. You are on Actors.
Starring Ethan Hawke explores The Purge as Edward Dalton, Willem Dafoe, the English patient, Speed 2, Cruise Control as Lionel Elvis Cormac.
You do that one instead of Spider-Man.
Everybody knows he's in Spider-Man. Everybody knows he's in Platoon. Everybody knows he's in fucking
Boondock Saints.
See, I was going to say Boondock Saints, but Boondock Saints is one of his favorite roles of mine.
Dude, yeah, he is so great in that fucking role.
But I had to bring up the less known stuff because everybody knows he's in those.
No, that's fair.
Yeah,
Fair.
This is true. Sam Neill, you put this fucking movie, Memoirs of an Invisible Man, like one of the worst.
Isn't that the
movies
Chevy
probably
Chase movie?
ever- Yes, it is.
Yeah,
and it's
bad,
horrible.
isn't it?
holy
I'll
shit!
say I've never
You know what
seen
though?
it.
As a kid, I loved that fucking movie. As a kid,
Really?
Yes, I did.
Never watched.
I haven't seen it as an adult, but as a kid, I used to watch it all the time.
All right.
God, I haven't seen it in so long. Anyway, Thor: Blood and Thunder as Charles Bromley, Claudia.
He wasn't Thor.
Yeah, he was the fake Odin.
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
Claudia Carvan, The Secret Life of Us, Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, as Audrey Bennett, whatever. Michael Dorman, Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man Tales. The Invisible Man as Frankie Dalton. Isabella Lucas, Transformers, Revenge of the Fallen. Red Dawn as Allison Bromley. Vince Colosimo. Yeah, close. Yeah, I'm going to go with that. Chopper, Body of Lies as Christopher Caruso. And this one, we're just going to go with JL. Star Wars Episode Attack of the
Nah,
Clones.
come on, man.
Come on, Bobby, you got to
give it the
pronounce
Otomoni
it.
try.
Lady Gaga, dude. Come on, just it's
Lagagia. There's not
Lagia.
another G in there.
Damn,
Star Wars
Lady Gaga.
Episodes 2 and 3 as Senator Wes Turner. And I know you said a body count already, but I'm going to go with this body count, a total of a lot.
I put it in the wrong place. My bad.
No,
Yeah,
you know what? I
fuck,
like
man.
I liked it because I personally didn't even catch it, but I was like, all right.
It's going to keep going.
Fucking A, dude.
Chad,
Daddy.
take it over.
Music by Christopher Gordon, Master and Commander, The Far Side of the World, and Crawl.
Oh.
Not Crawl, Crawl. You know, like the
Way two different movies.
yes.
Yes.
I do have Crawl on Blu-ray. I need to watch that.
I need to
sometime.
watch that shit, dude. I've never watched it.
I haven't seen it since I was a kid. Where was it? Cinematography by Ben Knott, Nightmares and Dreamscapes, Jigsaw, edited by Matt Villa or Villa, depending on how you want to pronounce it. The Lego Batman movie and Elvis. Effects and makeup by Weta Workshop, King Kong, Mad Max Fury Road, Lord of the Rings, all that shit. Distributed by Lionsgate. Runtime in 98 minutes. Rated R. Budget of 20 mil. Grossed 51.4 mil. So
Hey,
at least
not
made its
bad.
budget
not
back
bad.
in. Turned to profit.
Say it did
Yeah.
pretty good.
Especially for like, dude, you had some solid actors in this movie, but then there was other things that definitely felt a little like, obviously some of the CGI and stuff like that, like the effects. But I also feel like the way they kind of were added to the stylization of the movie, I guess.
Yeah.
If that makes sense too.
Well, I mean, it's a product of the time. You know,
Very much so.
back then, I'm sure it looked fucking amazing. You know.
No, it still looked weird then, but it just because there's just like, you know what I mean, like some of the shit they had like on the TV screens and everything, how it just like looks super fake, like imposed on there and stuff. But
Yeah.
I don't know, man. So
I
go ahead, Bob.
I say as a first time watch, I had a fun time actually watching this movie, and the only gripe I have, and it's not even a big one. It's also because it's me. I literally went into it thinking of a full hardcore horror movie. It's got some hardcore moments, but it's not a full hardcore horror movie. But at the same time, I'm like, this is actually a good fucking movie. Hence, our title of our own show is Gore and More, and this is right in the more. And there's so it fits both parts of the title.
It's definitely in our wheelhouse, and I knew it wasn't going to be straight up horror because Big Johnny D said it's almost like Blade in a way, so that's what the mindset I went into it seeing, and it does. There's a lot of similarities. There's actually a lot of similarities between this and another movie called Ultraviolet.
Yes.
Wait,
Which never seen.
Ultraviolet, the ninja chick
With Mila Jovovich.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like I
Never
started
seen it.
watching that one. I don't know if I finished that one.
Okay, I saw that one in theaters when it first came out and hated it, and then watched it again on DVD. I'm like, this is really not that bad.
So to me, this movie, in a little bit different fashion, but it almost gives They Live vibe to me.
A bit.
Of like that kind of weird dystopian horror.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, this is like a more broader picture, kind of like, oh, this sucks. Like, this is just all bad.
Well, you know what? And it's rare that we get a movie, and this is why I enjoyed it. It's rare that we get a movie where we get to see the evil creatures actually take over and live in a society and not just, like, of course, in zombie movies, the zombies fucking take over and then it's just this fucking apocalyptic fucking world.
Yeah.
They actually had a society. They basically, hey, we didn't stay in the shadows. We came out, we took over. You guys are our cattle, but now we're fucked because we overate.
But now, see, that makes me that would be actually interesting. A zombie movie where they actually end up being a society somehow.
No, I would
No,
that's
I don't-
almost the direction that
Land of the
Romero's
Dead.
movies
Land of
were
the Dead.
going.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they already kind of had that. No, this one was if Blade wasn't around and then the vampires were like, you know what? Fuck the humans. Let's
Yeah.
not hide in the shadows. We're the fucking top of the food chain now.
Yeah.
But like, you know, they are still human, as in their consumerism fucking has literally killed their fucking species because they've, like Steve said, they over fucking ate.
But we
They
don't
did-
know what the infection rate was either.
Well,
That's
I'm
true.
assuming the way like first turns and everything, it's going to be pretty much like that lobby scene. Maybe not as intense, but you know what I mean? Like it's almost going to be like fuck, what was the other movie I had you guys watch?
Stakeland?
Stakeland. Yeah, not as like zombie style vampire, but you know what I mean? Like I feel like it would spread that fast because what
Yeah.
they say, it started. He said he was sick in 2008, and we know this was in 2009. But I think going by the papers, I think the thing happened in 2010 when the movie was made.
Probably.
So you're talking in 10 years time, or in 9 years time, the entire world has been taken over and is completely underfed at this point. So I would say pretty fucking rampant, I would imagine.
But I feel like it wasn't just spread by humans too, because you see a lot of bats in the movie too. So I'm thinking bats were going around and biting people as well as just the vampires themselves.
Coronavirus.
Like
Right?
the one that
was
the one that was just chilling in the fucking the vat with them for the whole time while they were hiding out, and then it just at the end the bat was like, "Mee."
Dude, that made me jump.
Right?
I was not
fucking
expecting that.
sheep ass jump scare. It got me because it was loud. I was like,
Yeah,
fuck.
just think they ate all their food and everybody here when it was all their ass wiped. So what are you gonna do?
Okay.
Foreshadowing.
Okay, so since I brought it up in the chat, I want to bring it up now before I end up forgetting.
Yes.
My only complaint about the movie, and it's going to be hilarious because I know you guys are going to love it. So the scene where I think it was Sam Neill and Ethan Hawke were talking about working on the fake blood,
Okay.
and they're showing like different test subjects. And one of the things they showed and they teased us with was a picture of a fucking vampire chimp.
Yes.
That's what I want to see.
Yes.
That's the movie I want. I want vampire chimps.
So like,
Where's that
yeah,
movie?
because that's when he was like, all right, we're gonna move from animal testing, and then that's when they showed the picture. It's like vampire chimp.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
no,
what I
that'd
want,
be-
damn it.
Well, and my wife and I were talking about that kind of this because we were like, are they like, can they only drink human blood? Ethan Hawke clearly says he's
No.
drinking pig blood.
Yeah, he's drinking pig blood.
So like they could drink cattle blood and shit. So this is still a choice thing more than
well, I think it nourishes them more.
it probably does. There's probably
what it
more
is.
of a
Because-
substance. Or
And I
substance
hate to fucking bring this movie up.
What?
But like in Twilight, the Cullens only drink animal blood, but they're not as strong as the vampires.
Well,
that
they even
drink
said Ethan
human
Hawke
blood.
looks sick. Like they've always said, like everybody's saying like he doesn't look right and everything. Blah
Yeah, because
blah.
his brother was commenting on the pig blood.
Yep. Yeah. And no, I'm really glad you guys like this movie, man, because I figured it was kind of like it was potentially a curveball going in. Like it has all the setups for horror.
Gene, the guys already got on my case. I did start the episode with my sleeves rolled up. They just keep rolling back down.
That was just an accidental thing. It wasn't a planned thing.
Sorry, boys. My internet, like you all just went so static. And so I was like, I got to change my Wi-Fi.
You're all good, homie. But no, man, I want to say like, okay, so how I said like some future stuff in this movie that I wish existed. For one, self-inflating tires.
Yes.
I want that.
Yeah.
How do we not
Fucking
have
want
that?
that. And it makes sense of why they have that in this movie, because clearly if they have day driving mode, at one point somebody got a flat tire and was like, fuck, I'm now stuck in my car till nighttime.
Yeah.
So then they had to come up with a method of a self-inflating tire when that would happen. Like I went on this whole weird like side tangent thinking of like technology in this movie because I'm like, this is fucking awesome, dude. And I liked, and this could go either way because we definitely talked about mirror image stuff in our Fright Night episode where we were talking about how like mirrors aren't
the mirrors.
necessarily made
Yeah.
out of lead anymore. But I still
Silver.
I'm sorry. I thought there was because it was
Silver.
also okay. Sorry,
Silver.
but the car, you're like, I didn't know if you guys would like that would be a eh. I enjoyed it.
It was an eh. It was an eh for me because a car mirror in that time, in this day and age, even in that day and age, would not have been made of silver. They don't make silver mirrors.
This is true. He's got a
But
point.
I think that part of it just kind of got lost over the years as to why they had that particular weakness.
Right.
Yeah. Shout out to my boy John in the chat. What's going
And
on,
Brody, what's up,
And
Brody?
Broadster.
Yeah.
It is Muscle Cert Monday. You are correct. But I did like the fact that like they showed that, and then they had like the whole like camera technology in their car, so they could still like see themselves in the fucking like. I'm not gonna lie, dude. I want day driving mode. I want to be like,
Yo, that would be
bitch,
so
dude. Like
cool.
fucking, like the only thing they were missing was honestly like auto drive. Like if they just had like an autopilot mode with that shit. And so I mean, I want to hear what you guys have to say. This is your first time seeing it, Chad. Bob.
It was not exactly what I was expecting, but I was pleasantly surprised with it. There was a nice, decent amount of action. You know, of course, Willem Dafoe he nails it like he always does.
Does William Dafoe steal the show in everything he's in?
As far as I can tell,
pretty much.
Like he was probably for me my favorite part of this movie.
Okay, now in a side universe, I want to see his character having a full-on conversation with Whistler, because it would be fucking fan. I ended up watching Blade today because of this movie, dude. Like while I was cleaning this morning.
See, I thought you were going to go the route and say have a full-on conversation with James Woods' character from Vampires.
Oh, dude,
throw him in there too.
That would be so fucking great.
To me, he was giving off more like he was giving me more off like Whistler vibe, like one-liners to me, more so than James Woods. Like James Woods is like really pervy about it, and I'm not saying like Whistler can't be either.
I'm laughing at what Birdie said, by the way.
It doesn't give you a little mahogany.
What the shit? That's right. But so okay, and I gotta say it now while I'm still remembering. Best line in this whole movie is Defoe's line where he says, "Well, being human in a world full of vampires is about as safe as bareback and a $5 hook."
Yeah.
That line
is the best
that
line.
was so
specifically that line for some reason reminds me of the line from Blade 2 where Whistler's like, man, he's like the power of the pussy. One hair from that will pull a freight train for miles. Like it's just that kind of same like one line quip. I'm like, man, I want to see these guys having a conversation about fighting vampires, dude.
Oh my god. But no.
So what did you guys think of like the cure, like the finding of the cure? Like,
okay, so I like that. I like that better than the stupid ass fucking way they cured it in Near Dark with just a simple blood transfusion.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
I like the idea of him having to basically use the sunlight to do it. But then later on, but then we later find out that it doesn't have to be done that way. But I like the fact though that there are two ways to go about it, because it's like, well, now you can literally do it with anybody. I like the idea of trying to find a cure. Like, yeah, they're vampires, but they're still trying to find a way to basically live with everybody in the universe, even though
but you know what's crazy is more than half of the fucking world's population is gonna die getting cured.
Well, not only
because
they don't have to. They don't
have to, but they're gonna, because they're starving.
Lobby,
so
right?
They're gonna.
That brings up a good question. How many of them are actually going to get cured before they turn into these feral monsters that they're already starting to turn into due to the lack of a food source?
So then here's my question. Now, let's say they turn into the feral monster, but they do the cure thing. Does it turn them back, or do they die?
No, I think I would think like once you hit a certain stage of like metamorphosis on that count, like you're fucked.
I don't know. We don't know for sure, because it did turn him back, because he was starting to get the pointy ears real bad.
Right, but that's not like you're not in like full change mode at that point.
Right.
Like,
no, but I mean, if the cure can go to everybody who is a vampire, whether you're a hideous creature or not, I would think to some sort of degree, maybe it turns them human, but maybe not to full potential. Maybe.
See, now the other thing is, like, even though you find a cure, and honestly, how many people are you going to get to sign up to do the cure? You know what I mean? You know, there's going to be motherfuckers.
if I have the power to be a vampire, I don't want to go back to being a fucking human. Like, okay, you want to? I'm gonna stay back a little bit. I'm gonna feed here and there and ration the way I was rationing. And once my food supply is back, guess what? I'm gonna come and fuck everybody.
Like
up.
I think like I would just end up be like, yo, dude, let me work as like a stock boy at a blood bank, and just a couple bags will go missing every once in a while.
Yes.
You know what I mean, dude? Just
And you know what? I always say that fucking blood banks are ran by vampires.
They are.
maybe
They
that's
are.
why they like that 00 negative, dude. Maybe that just tastes the best. They say it's for everybody, but motherfuckers put
Double
me up on the
negative,
double trade.
yo.
God damn it, sitting there for 2 hours.
But
One thing
I-
struck me watching this movie is I was sitting here thinking, like, this has the potential to be a great TV series.
Oh
yes.
yeah.
Oh, huge.
Yes.
Like, this could be better than The Walking Dead if it's done correctly.
Like,
I-
but
it
you're
would-
talking
it would
about like
have-
the
I would
initial
want it to be
outbreak and shit, like,
violent.
All
all of
the
it.
prequel to the movie, adapting the movie into and fleshing
You
out
got-
the characters more and then carrying it on even past that.
You at least have 10 solid years of like potential history you could fuck with there.
Mhm.
Oh God,
Yeah.
yes. Oh yes.
That'd
You,
be
you know
cool.
something that I would love to see a prequel to this. What started? I mean, I know they say it started with a bat, but you know what I mean. I want to see it.
Like exactly how it started and
Yes.
how fast the outbreak.
Yeah, like
that'd
that.
be cool because that's something I've always wanted to see in like a zombie movie, and if we kind of get it in like World War Z ish, but I've always wanted to see from the fucking first infection.
You know what your closest thing is on that? Is the 28 Day Later series.
Yeah,
I feel like those
Yeah.
are like the closest ones.
That and the Dawn of the Dead remake to an extent. You
But
don't
see, now-
you don't see exactly how and where it started, but you see like the first couple days.
Okay, so,
Yeah.
yeah,
I would,
yeah.
but I still want to see like what I want to see as a prequel to any zombie or vampire movie. Basically, is it's a normal life and somehow this happens. It's not. Oh, it's fine. Oh, something's wrong with this person over here. Like I want to see it the minute it starts. Like what is it? I do want to see that eventually with any one of those movies, whether it's vampires or zombies. I think this movie would have been could get a perfect prequel for that.
So, boys, let me ask you, how did you feel about the man bat design? I'm only gonna say
I
man bat
loved-
because it's the
that
easiest way
was
to fucking
cool.
explain
I
it.
liked it. I thought it
Yeah.
was cool as shit.
I like.
It looked fucking. It
And
was terrifying.
Especially the first full look you get of it in his apartment.
In his
Yeah.
like that. I'm all for hey, I'd be a vampire hunter. Let's fucking do that. If I saw one of those, I would shit my pants immediately.
And
Oh,
what's
God,
really
yes.
funny is
That is what the vampires in what was it, Blade 2, when they started doing the fucking all
Yeah,
weird
the
shit. That's
Reapers,
what they should
bro.
have fucking.
Yeah.
That's what they should have fucking looked like. More, you know what I mean? Like they should have been feral as fuck like that and had that kind of like bat look to them. I loved the
Well,
look. It was great.
To me, it gave very good shout outs back to like Nosferatu, especially like
Yes.
when they showed the black and white stills of like when somebody's turning and that you can see
Turning,
the guy
yeah.
actually like, oh dude, he literally looks like he's turning into Nosferatu.
See,
Yeah.
a
Man,
real
that-
quick sidebar. That is, I will say this, and I stand. That is my favorite vampire of all time, Nosferatu,
Fair enough.
because he's
Um,
creepy looking. He's not meant to be. I am elegant. No, you're meant to look like something's just not right.
Well, who's turning on the lights? Nosferatu.
He fucking someone else.
SpongeBob reference on Gore.
I didn't get that.
That's okay. So, all right. Obviously, we have, like, vampires are the monster of the movie. Let's talk the actual monster of the movie, and that would be Sam Neill.
Yes.
Yeah,
This dude is a fucking asshole in this movie. Holy shit.
typical big time business guy.
oh yeah.
Bro,
He didn't give
doesn't
two-
even care about his kid. Like,
Nope. Nope. He brings her in, says you're going to be safe here. She doesn't want anything to do with them, and he's like, "Nope, turn this bitch."
Yep.
So, I got to say, this character, like, he plays it perfectly. Like, we all know Sam Neill can act his fucking chops off. But, man, he just plays the conniving fucking asshole so well.
Yeah.
And throughout the movie, it just gets worse and worse. So by the
Yeah.
time we get to the end, when Ethan Hawke straight up calls him out and he's like, yo, you were too much of a bitch to turn your own fucking daughter, so you had my brother do it. Like, that shit fucking, like, you felt that. You're like,
But
So
you
then
knew
when
what
you-
he was leading up to. He was baiting
No.
him in because
No.
at that point,
And that's where I'm going. Like, with going to where it led to him turning human and then his full demise. His death is one of the most satisfying
sad guy
yes,
that we've
so
ever
fucking
seen
satisfying.
Like
the leading up to his death, and then we see the doors open, and all you see are all of them staring at him. I'm like, oh, that is the best setup for someone you hate.
They fucking mow on him.
They ravaged him, dude. And did you guys also figure it out before they showed it that his brother biting Willem Dafoe in the neck was the cure?
Oh yeah, you heard him breathing, like you heard him.
Okay, so you guys picked up on that too.
Oh no, I mean, if you don't, I feel like they definitely allude to it because man, they have him staring at him for so long, but he doesn't have a look of like disgust. He has a look of like intrigue and like what the fuck is happening at this moment.
Yeah,
and
real quick, when I say on Sam Neill, because I was literally thinking about this today. That man has done a lot of horror movies in his whole career. He's actually done, I think, about a total of
Event Horizon and then also Mouth of Madness. Have a great
Mouth of Madness is my favorite.
He's done a total of 10, and that's starting from 1980 to current. And I gotta say, he's one of my favorite actors.
Would you even throw Jurassic Park in that list as like horror adjacent?
No,
I would say that's more of action adventure with a side of horror, not full
I only say horror adjacent because it's not full on, but there's definitely horror moments in
a motherfucker gets eaten on the toilet.
I was just saying the horror scene that would
the
horror scene that would come to mind is the T-Rex scene. Like that's
and the Velociraptor.
I was gonna say the Raptors dude in the kitchen hunting kids. Bro, when you're a little kid watching that in the theater, I was like,
well, even when they're in the fucking woods.
Yeah,
girl.
But
like fuck.
His performance in this, because he did play Damien in The Third Omen, which is actually a pretty damn good movie. It's the same progression. He goes from he's an asshole, but he's not. He's kind of nice a little bit, and then it slowly progresses into, oh yeah, you really are an asshole, and we are fucked if you really do what you're gonna do.
So let's see. I'm trying to think of some other questions I asked if I wanted to ask you boys. How'd you feel about like the whole like actual like the way they had the city set up with like the tubes and shit going across? Like I kind of like that. I know it was like they don't really go into it, but you get to see shots of it here and there.
Again, that's something I feel like it needs to be fleshed out more to explain.
Oh, easily.
Yeah, I agree with that.
They talked about the subwalk where it's like all the underground walking and shit like that. And I'm like,
which I'm guessing that's so they can get around during the day if need be.
Yeah. Same thing with the tunnels, man. You know what I mean? You can get between your buildings and shit. And I don't know.
The whole subwalk thing, when I saw because they did like the commercial for it, I was expecting a whole big run, like a whole big thing happening with them because that's where they would go to, obviously not walk around in the light. I was waiting for a whole big thing to happen with those. We didn't get it, but I was expecting that.
No, man, because like I feel like, the police were taking care of the homeless pretty quick in this movie.
Well, whether it was the homeless or anything.
Yeah, but they were definitely an on the nose for homeless, essentially. Like, especially that
pretty
first
much.
Dude who was literally like starving for blood. Can I just say there's some more technology I want? I want cops to have those fucking like cattle prod, like fucking neck catchers, dude.
Those things
use them bitches.
Wicked.
Use that bitch. Use that on some crazy motherfuckers that are super up on drugs, man. Just keep them down. You know what I mean?
Yeah, use that on man.
I've seen some. I was gonna say I've seen some meth heads do some crazy shit, man. I don't know that it would work.
That's why you gotta have the cattle prod part, dude. I'm not saying don't get rid of that. You gotta have that.
No, they might be like this.
More. But I'm just saying, like, that whole like, the whole neck grab thing, and then like, it's better than fucking coming in guns ablazing, I guess. But the fact that they were even doing that, though, you know what I mean? Like they were still trying to handle their citizens. They weren't killing them right off the bat.
Yeah,
but they did eventually.
And that's where I want to go. The chain gang scene, man, that shit was sad.
That was heartbreaking. Because that was the dude's daughter for one.
So sad.
Yeah. But it was necessary because that's what made his brother Frankie, flip flop and change his mind, and it was an epiphany.
And yeah, man, how shitty would you feel if you got told to turn somebody, and then like 3 days later you're now that you're killing them off because U-turn them like
Yeah,
that because
they
of the
needed
reason.
they needed to present a better idea of how long it takes them to go into that feral state, because it seemed like it was like a day.
They
Yeah.
said if they feed on themselves, it goes faster, and that's what she was doing. So the faster
Okay.
they feed on themselves, the quicker they'll go. That's why he said the first one that they fought in his house there, it was the gardener, and he hadn't seen him in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Oh, it looks like he started feeding on himself." So it's got to be almost instantaneous, depending on like how hungry you are. If you're continually eating yourself and injecting yourself with your own poison, like, yeah, dude, I don't know. And then if you're just eating yourself just to eat yourself to make it happen even faster, you know,
Which is probably what she was doing.
That's what I would take it as, more like a "fuck you, dad."
Yeah.
And this movie was not as bleak as Stakeland, but it definitely was, you know.
Dude, I have not seen many movies that are as bleak as that.
Stakeland was pretty fucking
I
bleak.
still love it.
Ooh, you know something? I know what movie I'm going to put on then for next year if we want bleak.
What's that?
Eden Lake.
Sounds hot. Sounds like a porno.
It does.
That sounds like a porn
Not-
star name.
It's
Right?
not though. I'm gonna start making a list for next year. That's gonna be on it. So, but that's not
All
that's something else.
So is there anything else main like that you guys want, any questions for this movie that you guys wanted to bring up or anything?
No,
I think
I
we
brought the
actually-
vampire chimp, so my day's full. My day's
You know
full.
what I
actually
thought you were
think we
I
covered
thought you were going to bring up? You were like, the only thing this movie was missing was vampire rave scene.
That or I was waiting for one.
I needed more leather.
Right?
I was
Well, that's why I had to watch
What?
Blade today, dude. I was like, you know what? I need Blade,
Yeah,
man.
you-
I wanted to throw in Underworld after watching.
That's fair.
this movie needed more vampire chicks, though.
I was actually about to
Yeah.
say I was waiting for one of you to say vampire titties. I was waiting for it.
No, I mean, we had titties in this movie, but they were not sexual titties. They were
No, not in the
they were
least.
just they were forefront. Just this is a scientific nudity at this point.
They were farm titties.
Yep.
Those aren't bad.
That's a whole different fucking
That's a whole other
That's a
Farm
whole
titties.
different
Farm
thing.
titties with Eden Lake.
fucking right. Oh,
Brody
Eden
knows.
Lake. I thought you said eat at lake or
Wow.
Eden.
that's why I was like,
Eden,
Eden.
Lake.
yeah, that's why I was
Eden.
like, that sounds like a porn, dude. Like, what are you talking? Eden.
No,
okay.
Eden Lake.
Gene
Brody-
asked,
Brody
"Is this
knows.
better than 30 Days of Night?"
You know, I've actually never watched
I don't
it.
know if I'd
Ooh.
compare those two.
I didn't
I
really
never
watch
watched it.
30 Days of Night.
I've
I
never
like 30
watched
Days
it.
of Night.
Yeah, but you can't really compare the two.
30 Days of Night is
they're
more
two
of
different.
a actual like horror vampire movie. This is more sci-fi dystopian with horror
Yeah.
elements. I would say. I don't know.
I-
Because 30
yeah.
Days of Night is really just like, dude, vampires hunting down and killing a single town and them hiding out. You know what I mean? Like that's way more on the horror movie front of like isolation and shit.
Yeah.
But is
I
it
think
better? I don't know. I don't think I could compare those two.
I have
I
to
would
go
say-
watch
I
it. So
I didn't like 30 Days of Night when I watched it.
It's been a
Yeah.
long time since I've watched it.
I haven't seen it since it first came out, so I might like it more now because that was a good bit ago.
See, I
Like,
liked
honestly,
it. The only thing
I
Go
think that came out about the same time as this, didn't it?
it did like 2009, I think it was.
Yeah.
I remember liking it. I just remember the only thing questioning was like it never showed them going anywhere to get like food and shit, I feel. But I could be completely mistaken. So it's been a minute. Well, if you guys have nothing else to bring up, I guess we will bring in the Saucy Aussie here and see
I
what
would
he
love
has
to hear
say
what Brody has to say.
about this Australian pitcher.
Well, howdy fucking doody there, folks. It's your DKB
Yo.
here, back for another episode of Gore and More, and this week I'm here to talk to you about Daybreakers. Daybreakers is definitely one of them films that I'm not going to put on all the time to watch, but when I see it like every once a year, I'm like, it's an interesting film. It definitely, yeah, like it feels to me like there's a lot happening in this film that every time I go back and watch it, there's always something new and different that I find about it. But, like I said, it's definitely not one I'm going to put on all the time. But I do enjoy it when it does come on, so yeah. So I love how Ethan Hawke and Willem Dafoe were able to take a gamble on a film like this and really, you know, they've done a lot of A-list fantastic horror films throughout their filmography leading up to this. For them to take on a B-movie creature feature like this and just, you know, really
This
showcase
is definitely like
their
top tier
acting
B movie,
abilities.
though.
It's just fun to see evolve throughout each screen, especially when the creatures come to play. I like how when the two sort of team up. You just got this tour de force between the two as this iconic duo just taking out vampires, whatever it is. Just the chemistry between them two, I think, actually works pretty well in this type of film. I don't think their characters really stand out as pop culture references, but when you watch this film, you can really appreciate them because of that acting ability and the characteristics of the Speed brothers really putting a lot of time and effort into the characteristics of their characters. So I kind of only feel that it was, really meant for A-list actors the way they were able to write these characters into it. And to get Ethan Hawke and Willem Dafoe on board is just fucking phenomenal from the start. So it's great to see these two really do something a little bit different and wage war on these creatures. So the story itself, I really enjoy. I find it intriguing. I do feel like there is a lot happening throughout this type of film, throughout the storytelling and the story itself. I mean, we have different layers. There's just so many layers happening all at once with like at least 4 main characters, which I definitely felt like this could have been evenly spread out throughout a 6-part miniseries, like a one and done it type thing. And and there's so much lore and mythology behind this type of film because it's a little bit fresh and something different that we could have really expanded on. There's just so much there waiting to be like
A little too on the noggin for
just
today.
go like an hour episode each, and then that's it. But other than that, like I still enjoy it for this type of film. But yeah, I mean, you've got Ethan Hawke's character trying to solve the cure between vampires and humans. Then you have Willem Dafoe's character trying to see a cure as well, and then Sam Neill comes in. So there's just a lot fucking happening. I do find the premise interesting and how humans are becoming extinct and now vampires are starting to starve or whatever it is. So yeah, it's good stuff. Just felt like it could have been a little bit spread out. So I just have to mention a couple of quick little things before I fucking bore you. Production design, fantastic. The lighting of the production design, fucking fantastic. Seeing it through the cinematography, the lens, absolutely fucking fantastic. And to see the color grading laced over this film with its chromatized light blue, it feels very futuristic. It's a bit of a cheap trick, but it definitely elaborates to us, the viewer. Yes, this is set in the future. For some reason, I don't know, there's just something there that clicks and it feels very industrial. And I really like that tone of this type of film because once you see the film, you'll feel like it's very big. It's open and big in certain scenes. I mean, we have a lot of interior shots of a building, and it just really
And
captures that
exterior
element
shots.
of it. And yeah, I don't know, it just works for me personally. Oh, creature designs. Just got to quickly mention creature designs. Awesome. They look like a turd covered in skin. The mythology behind some of these, especially
Oh my
the feral
God.
vampires, I really enjoy. Just to see an episode on that alone, and just to see how one sort of became to be. Maybe the one that's in this film that plays a huge part. That would have been cool to see. Start off as a normal human being and slowly see him evolve throughout body horror into this creature, the feral vampire. Awesome. Got to throw that out there. Cool shit. So anyway, I won't bore you for much longer. My Gore More score this week is a 3.8.
All right.
This is your DKB signing out. Looking forward to what you guys have to say about this film, and I'll catch you motherfuckers next time. Cheers, gentlemen.
Cheers, Brody. Thank you kindly.
Cheers, Brody.
Thank you, Brody.
All right, let's do this, that. All right. So, yeah. Take that out. All right. So, Brody said some solid shit. I feel like we pretty much all kind of hit the same nails here.
Yeah.
Creature
Especially the
design
fact that we
solid.
both think it would make a solid
Yeah,
series or
miniseries.
miniseries.
Yeah.
Well, like, you're not wrong because, like you guys said, there's a lot of shit here. Like, they gave a lot of background and a lot of lore.
Yeah.
For, like,
It's a lot of
what
it's a
we
lot of
got.
material that if you do it right, you can make it good.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's all right. Okay. So, Chad Daddy, what do we got for behind the scenes, buddy?
Okay, I'll give you what I got. It's not a whole hell of a lot. I did do some digging and found some stuff. So, according to interviews, Sam Neill explained that what made him decide to make the film was the scene in the screenplay in which the businessmen vampires buy morning coffee spiked with human blood.
I did like that a lot.
I liked
It looks
that
so
scene.
gross.
I like the scene where the guy flipped out though. He says, "I want more," and she's
Mhm.
like, "I can't give you more."
Bro, that's just retail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That is
Black
just
I
Friday.
need more caramel.
Black
Can you put
Friday.
more caramel in my coffee,
that is
please?
just
Like, fuck
retail
your
at its
caramel
worst.
macchiato, bitch. Get out of here. Oh, sorry.
Mhm.
And just motherfuckers think they're entitled enough to, say what.
Oh, yeah.
But
Continue.
all right.
The makers of the movie hosted a contest in worth1000.com, which is a famous photo manipulation contest site, to come up with images of how the world would look if nearly everyone were a vampire. I don't know anything beyond that.
I would
I
like to
mean,
see, I guess, some of
Like,
those.
I don't know if they use that to influence the look of the
maybe
film.
maybe that's where it's like when we got all the exterior shots of like the tube walkways and shit like that, which would make sense. Like, how would like you're not just gonna shut off the world for 2/3 of a day just because
Mhm.
the sun's out. You know what I mean? It's gonna still need to operate somehow.
Yeah.
And yeah, how would you do it? So and maybe even with the tech with the cars and shit like that, like which I loved William Dafoe's fucking cars in this too.
That Trans Am.
Oh, I was so happy when I was like,
He was so sad when his first one got fucking demolished. I would be too, though.
Okay, continuing on. The movie was released in the United States on January 8th, 2010, the birthday of Elvis Presley. The character played by Dafoe is named Elvis because of his love for the Presley song Burning Love.
yeah, I liked when he was doing the little singing to it. I was like,
You know what? I didn't realize that's why that song he chose, obviously Burning. Like, okay.
Lord Almighty, I feel my temperature rising.
The sun gave a little burning love, and now he's human again.
Yeah,
Could you imagine though, like what that would feel like? I mean, just obviously it's a completely imaginary thought, but if you lived that existence to where like you didn't have normal breath, but then like your breath came back like that, like I feel like that would just like so
it would feel like
crazy
when you
relief, dude. Like, yeah.
Have you ever had the wind knocked
Yeah,
out?
and then like
That's
stretches your back
exactly
and you
what I was
finally get
thinking.
it back. You're like,
Yeah, and you're like,
yeah, dude. You're just like, oh my god, I'm not going to die. Like,
I'm alive.
I loved it though, man. I loved the whole what a cool concept. Just burn it out.
Yeah, literally.
like a fever, just burn it out.
Fucking right, dude.
Okay, continuing on. Ethan Hawke was the director's only choice for the lead role.
Really?
Good choice.
Yeah.
You know, I was thinking while we were watching this, man, we should throw on Sinister at some point.
Yo, Sinister's a great movie. I love the
Never
first
seen it.
movie.
It was pretty solid.
I like the
It was
first
pretty
one.
solid. I never saw the second one. But
The second one was
Okay. It was okay.
the second one was okay, but
It lagged.
it tried to dig into the history and didn't really
Do it right.
do it right.
I was just going based off the fact that Ethan Hawke's a great fucking actor. So it's just like, yeah, dude,
Yeah.
you know what? I'd be down to watch another movie with him.
I like Sinister. This is a good movie.
Yeah.
But
agreed.
What else we got, Chad Daddy?
In real life, Ethan Hawke had recently quit smoking cigarettes, but his character, Dalton, smoked several times throughout the film. Oh, there was a lot of smoking in this movie.
I like it.
Yes, there was.
I like it.
But
don't
the Hawk
get that a lot.
therefore smoked soluble cigarettes during these scenes. I have no idea what that is.
What the hell does that mean? Soluble.
Was it only the
me
vampires
look it
that
up.
smoked? Did any of the humans ever smoke? Because
That's
I
what
don't think
saw.
he smoked again when he became human.
No, he didn't
No.
actually.
Because, like, yeah, you know, I mean, why not smoke cigarettes? You know, you're not going to die.
Well, yeah, it's not like it's going to kill you.
But, yeah, huh?
This is one of several movies in which Willem Dafoe has played a vampire. The most notable of which is Shadow of the Vampire in 2000, in which he plays a fictionalized version of Max Schreck, the actor who played Graf Orlok in Nosferatu.
Really?
Oh, oh my god! I forgot he played him. Holy shit!
What's it called?
Wow.
This is Graf Orlok.
No, the movie. What was the movie called?
Oh, Shadow of the Vampire.
Shadow of the Vampire? Where?
So a soluble cigarette's just a fucking vape,
Ah, really?
and that looks like it looks exactly like a cigarette.
All right. Why they could just said a vape then?
Did vapes exist then?
Yeah.
Apparently.
Yeah, but I don't think we were calling them vapes at that time. Or
Nope. They were called soluble cigarettes.
Oh my god! It doesn't. If you
It had a heating element. It has a cartridge, and it produced water vapor.
fuck off.
Well, shit. How about that?
Shadow of the Vampire. Yep, no shit. John Malkovich too, huh? Wow,
Oh,
fucking
Malkovich is awesome.
Robin of Locksley's in there. Fuck yeah, dude.
Dude.
Okay, continuing on.
Mm.
The corporation named Bromley Marks is named after Patricia Bromley Marks, the wife of Dick Marks,
Dick
Austra-
Marks.
Wow.
Australian advertising legend and
Son
mentor
of
to
Skid Marks.
and mentor to Michael Spierig and Peter Spierig. Dick Marks.
Dick Marks. You know, I'd rather be named Dick Marks than Skid Marks, though.
Dick marks is what happens when I have a fun weekend.
You know,
That's
I hear Dick Marks is making a movie with Eden Lake called Farm Titties.
Yeah. But
Oh my God.
The scene.
Starring the Meat Mountain.
The Meat
Bobby
Mountain.
Amoni.
Hey.
Bologna, Amoni.
I better get paid first.
Climbing the Meat Mountain.
Oh dear God, that would be never. Continue.
The Bobby
The
Amoni
scene-
story.
The scene in which, starring Ron Jeremy as Bobby's grandfather.
Still filmed in prison.
It's not gonna be big
This-
enough.
The scene in which Audrey orders Edward to drink some of her blood was not originally scripted, and the idea was instead conceived during rehearsals by actors Claudia Carvan and Ethan Hawke.
Okay. I kind of liked it. You know what I mean? Like, it really
made
shows
sense
that he
because-
just didn't want to do it. Like, it's like, no, man, you have to do it. Like, you don't have a choice in the matter.
Yeah, they wanted to fit in more. Ethan Hawke's character gets pointy ears from a lack of blood. He wrecks his car when he notices. His ears go back to normal once Audrey gives him some blood in the car before they get to the human camp, which, you know, that's the scene we just talked about.
Mm-hmm. I know, man. That's what I'm saying, man. You got to turn man bat pretty fast, especially once you start feeding on yourself. You know what I mean, dude? I would think a couple days, like
Yeah.
solid, week tops, if you like try to hold out. All right. What else we
Huh.
got? Oh, you're good.
Oh,
Big
excuse me.
yawn.
Yeah, big yawn. The news footage playing in Edward Dalton's car showing the vampire riots over blood deprivation, was not filmed for the scene, but was instead stock footage of actual riots being put down by actual law enforcement.
Oh,
Oh,
shit.
damn.
Oh,
I mean, yeah, it's cheaper to just
Yeah.
use stock footage.
Yep.
Yep.
It's always weird when you see stock footage in films sometimes, especially when it's like actual like planes or something exploding. You're like, did I just watch real people die?
only a handful of times.
kind of weird that you went there.
Wow, that's what I always think about with weird
Yeah.
stock footage like that shit. Well, especially dude, like if you talk like 70s horror that uses like crazy weird stock like footage all the fucking time.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know.
Okay, so continuing on. The vampire cavalry's ambush on the human survivor convoy in the desert was originally conceived as a vampire cavalry siege upon the human survivor's hideout, which was visualized as a gothic mansion in the snowy mountains. This was changed to a convoy ambush due to budget constraints.
Oh.
I didn't like the ambush as much because I feel like once they knew something was fucked up, like they could have just gotten the rest of the vehicles.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking too.
Because I was like, yo, man, you only had the one get its tire to go. And even if they do shoot the other tires, keep fucking going, dude. Ride
Yeah,
that
just
rim.
go.
You know what I
Just
mean?
go.
Just leave the RV behind, come back for it in the daytime.
Fucking hey,
Mhm.
dude. There's only two
But
people
then-
in there anyways. They could fit in something else.
I think at that point, that's when they realized that they were being followed, and that's probably why they didn't do it.
Yeah.
Still.
I mean, you
I
don't
still
want to
feel
leave
like
them
you would have
directly
a
there.
better fighting chance inside your vehicles, though, than just standing there, like, looking into the darkness. That's
This is
just
true.
me.
No, you're not wrong.
I'm like, yo, man, go back in there and set up shop. You know somebody's fucking shooting at you. Like, and they're all just sitting there like, oh, maybe I'll be able to see some shit. No, well, you fucking won't.
So that brings up an interesting question as far as the vampires. Like, did they have any of the classic vampire traits? You know, as far as like super strength or anything like that? Because that's never really touched upon.
Well, I mean, you see in the feral form that they're strong as fuck.
Yeah,
I'm assuming they have regenerative powers as far as like, because their bodies will reform back if they get human blood. So they must have that. And obviously, like Sam Neill says, is cancer got healed and everything. So they have healing buff.
Well, that and she shot fucking Ethan Hawke in the arm, and he just pulled it out.
Yeah, he was like, "Ow!"
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, they don't talk about any of the other weaknesses. Garlic,
You know,
silver,
they
anything like
probably
that.
do have.
Sunlight, obviously,
Yeah,
Obviously.
I
but
don't know.
well, weakness and cure. So it's just you got to find that right even. Like you don't want to burn your nuggets. You know what I mean? You got to
You
find
just
that
wanna-
right. You got to find that sweet spot.
That's like a hot pocket. It's
yeah.
either ice cold or lava. There's no in between.
Yeah,
Right?
there
You
is.
gotta do the
Yeah.
pasas.
It's your pizza rolls.
Fucking A, dude. Those two bagel bites, any of that shit.
Oh my god. Oh, that brings back memories.
What else we got, Chad Daddy?
This is the second of 3 films that Sam Neill and Willem Dafoe have collaborated in. The others being Victory in 1996 and The Hunter in 2011.
All right, so
I got
Brody.
you, Brody.
So
go ahead,
it's
take it.
It's Grimace's birthday. If you don't know who Grimace is, he was a McDonald's character that came out in the 80s, maybe even prior to that.
No.
But
He
I
came out in like the 60s.
Yeah.
60s.
He was
And
a
the
four-armed
origi-
monster.
Yeah, the original Grimace had 4 arms.
And he was a villain. He was a villain.
Mhm.
He was
And
the
they
original
changed him.
Hamburglar?
They changed him because kids were scared shitless of him. So they remarketed him in the late 70s, I believe,
Mhm.
to make him, what he is today.
So it's his birthday, so McDonald's is going nuts having all these purple shakes, but for some reason, social media has gone off the fucking deep. Well, it's already been off the deep end. But-
Yeah.
Like, they're just making all these like horror skits of like,
And it's
anytime you
fucking
drink-
great.
dude. Like, anytime you drink one, you just get transported to this fucking dimension, and there he just is with no fucking pupils in his eyes. Like,
So I saw the first the guy that created.
dude,
the
there's so
first
many
video.
good different ones, dude.
Yeah,
Like,
there's a bunch of cool ones. Then they're all like little short fucking horror movies, and it's great.
Yeah.
I fucking love it. But I saw the guy that put out the first TikTok, and he was like, I just did it because I like the shake, don't get me wrong, but it was sweet as fuck. And so he got super hyper after drinking it and was like, I'm gonna fucking do like it killed me or something. So that's what he did. He drank it, and he's like, oh, this ain't that bad. And then the next shot, he's laying down like fucking dead on the ground with fucking shake.
so the best one is I saw that, but then they have like the one where just everybody's copied it, so it's just a continuation of like.
Did you
all
see the
these,
Michael
like-
Myers one?
No, I
No.
honestly-
Dude.
I haven't
So,
seen any of these.
The
no.
Michael Myers one is fucking great. It's a Michael Myers cosplay. I don't know which one, which cosplayer it is, but you see the shake on the ground, and Michael Myers is walking by, and there's just like a street light, and he looks over at it. He walks over, he picks it up, he drinks it, right? And then you see this fucking weird purple light start to fucking come up, and he just kind of slowly looks over, and he's got his fucking knife and shit, and he fucking walks behind this wall, and you just hear, "Ruh, ruh," and you see fucking shake just fucking flying everywhere, right?
Well, that's the other thing is like every time somebody wakes up with this, they're just covered in shake, dude.
Yeah.
They're always dead and just covered in that shake.
Yeah. So the shake's fucking flying everywhere. You just see, like, you don't actually see Michael Myers and Grimace battling it out, but that's what's going on. And then it goes silent. And fucking Michael walks out from behind there, and he just looks so fucking defeated, and he's just like covered in fucking purple goo.
No, I like the one where the kid like drinks it and then he like gets transported to the desert. And
Oh,
he
yeah.
looks over and Grimace is just there
Grimace is
normal
there.
and he's like
Yeah.
looking at him. And it goes back to the dude, like, what the fuck? And then it looks like Grimace again, and his pupils are fucking gone, dude. And he looks like some fucking like crazy.
Oh my
Teletubby
god, these are
shit.
great.
And then he goes back to the guy, and he's like, "What?" And then it goes back, and Grimace is gone. It goes back, and like Grimace is right behind him. And I'm like, "This is fucking awesome,
Yeah,
dude!"
it's-
Like,
And McDonald's actually started doing it now because
They did.
yeah, they
They
were
were-
all for it. It's free advertising.
yeah,
Fuck it.
fucking like they actually have like stores doing it after they close. Like they're telling their store managers, "Hey, have your team film a fucking video, throw it up on TikTok."
You know,
So-
this is great because this might bring back the fucking McDonald's mascots now.
That'd be awesome. I mean, I know the Grimace commercial had Grimace, Birdie,
Oh my
and
God.
Hamburglar. So
I need the Hamburglar to come back, but like Fast and the Furious style.
Dude, I'm watching one right now.
What, where
I'm
he just
sorry,
comes
but
back and there's no
it's, like, so
explanation?
good.
He's like fucking hijacking fucking 18-wheelers of burgers
Oh.
and shit.
I was like, "What do we go? Like, what are we talking Fast and Furious style?" I'm very confused on this.
Okay, whichever Fast and Furious one opens up with them stealing the fuel off a truck in Mexico. Do that, but with all of the McDonald's
Isn't that
mascots.
4?
Is it 4?
that would be
I don't
cool.
remember.
I think it's 4.
4 was bad, real bad.
They're all bad.
No, but 4
Except
was
for the first one.
real bad. Like 5 was better than 4, but 4 was like that full CG race through the mountains at the end for 15 minutes, and it's like, oh my god, this is fucking awful. I'm turning this
Yes,
off.
but 7 was directed by James Wan, so you got to give that a little bit of props.
I don't think I've watched 7. I've
Last
watched
Paul Walker.
I watched
Why the
5 because 5 was in Brazil,
fucking
right?
Internet dropped out. What the hell's going on? I'm in the yellow now.
Yeah, you are. 5 was in Brazil because that had the stupid bank vault with the fucking Dodge Chargers at the end. I remember that bullshit. And
There we go.
6 was with the tank, I think, just mowing down families, right?
Dude, 6 is the one they never show on TV, and I don't know why.
Because it's fucking mowing down families, dude, with a tank. You're like, oh, that's a minivan. Oh, that's a minivan. Oh,
That's a family.
yeah.
They were on vacation. Not
You're
anymore.
like, yo,
Big
man,
family.
You're like, if that was fully loaded, that's 7 people.
There was a baby on board.
Fucking right. At least in my head count.
Wow, we just took a hell of a sidetrack here.
Yeah, we did. Let's get back on track.
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
get back
so-
to this. Yes.
Both Claudia Carvan and Jay Lagaya appeared as supporting characters in the Star Wars prequel trilogy. Carvan as Padme's mother in Revenge of the Sith.
Oh, okay.
And, the other guy is Captain Typho in Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith.
Oh shit, Captain Tybo.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
See,
I
watching
didn't
this,
even
I watching this, I knew he looked familiar, but I'm like, that's
No.
not Tamira Morrison, is it?
No,
Yeah, I knew.
I
he was
didn't know
familiar,
Padme had a mom.
and she's
Now
hot.
you do.
Yeah, right.
Indeed.
Mm-hmm.
What else is there?
The film originally ended with Edward, Audrey, and Elvis standing in the Bromley Marks lobby and staring at the sunrise before fading to credits. The ending shot of Elvis's Trans Am driving away from the city was filmed at the behest of test audiences who insisted it would be more upbeat for the film to show them escape to safety. I don't think it was necessary. It's obvious they were safe at the end.
Yeah, pretty much. I agree with that.
So, yeah.
And it's just like a 10-second shot of the car driving away. What's the point?
Feast
Just
did
like,
the best car
into
drive
the
away scene.
sunset. What's that?
Feast did the best car drive away scene at the end.
First one?
Yeah, when they're driving away and the fucking car breaks down and they have to restart it and drive off.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for the refresher. And did I
Totally
put the
forgot
second
about
one
that.
on for this year?
I think
don't
you
think
did.
I think so, yes.
Did you?
Yeah.
I think it was
Sure
my
hell
pick.
is that
It might have been
down?
my pick. I
Okay.
hope so.
The hell is that
Let's see what
sound?
that is.
Bobby's mechanical
Oh,
penis.
Bobby's playing with himself again.
Ah,
Sorry,
Gotcha.
couldn't hold it.
it's all good. No, I just did. Say, man. So
Okay,
What happens
the
when
last
I'm
thing
with
I
you guys
have-
for 2 weeks? I got to do it.
The last thing I have is the UK cinema version was cut by the BBFC to gain a 15 certificate. Had 3 cuts of very strong gory violence totaling 6 seconds were made with edits to shots of the bloody dismemberment during the finale. The cuts were restored for the DVD and Blu-ray releases, and then the certificate was upgraded to an 18.
That's what they cut to get it. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, they cut that. There's so many other bloody scenes, but that one they cut.
Pussies.
All right. Well, thank you for all that, Chad Daddy.
Not pl- Wish I had more.
That's all right. Like, you know what? Brody said like this was a B movie. Now I'm like, I would almost kind of agree. Like, it's even though there's A-list actors, it feels like it's top-notch B, but not enough. Although I don't know, man. Their set thing was still like 20 million. So
Yeah, but to me, I consider any movie a B movie if it did not get a wide theatrical release.
Yeah.
fair. Okay.
Which
that's fair.
this definitely did not.
All right, fair enough. I like it. All right, let me pull up our questions here. All right, so what format did we watch this on, homies?
Pluto.
Was it Prime? Something like that. Prime.
I started watching it on Tubi, but the audio didn't sync up with the video, so I had to switch to Freevee, which
Oh,
is
wow.
probably what
Oh.
Bobby probably watched on Amazon. It's probably through Freevee.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, you're right. To be or not to be.
And I had Blu-ray, so yeah,
All right.
physical,
Lucky bastard.
right? Like I said, I chose this literally because I had it.
By the way,
It's-
there
it's
is a
so long.
4K available. Amazon has it, and it's only like $16.
Oh wow.
Really?
Oh, speaking of
Holy
4K, I got Evil Dead Rise on 4K.
Yeah.
Nice.
Wait,
It came
the
out in
physical?
physicals out already?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah, physical came out last week.
Mel
Good
got
deal.
it. Mel got it for me for Father's Day.
Aw.
Nice.
Now that's a great Father's Day gift.
Mm-hmm. She
All
got
right,
it for
I feel like-
herself.
Yeah, right. I feel like this is a real easy one to answer, but douche of the film,
Sam Neill.
100%.
Come on.
100%.
Brother until he kind of redeemed himself.
Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah.
And the brother even got more douchebag credits when you found out that he's the one who turned Ethan Hawke. Like Ethan.
But then you find out why, and it's basically he didn't want to be without his brother.
Well, yeah,
He-
and he
he-
knew he wouldn't survive either. Like
Yeah.
he would just be literally food. So it makes it came from a fucked up spot. So, but still. All right, favorite kill.
Sam Neill. Sam Neill. Oh my god.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I like the exploding test subject.
The exploding test
Ooh.
subject was cool.
That was
I like
that
the
was
fucking
groovy.
beheading of the fucking
The man bat?
Yeah, the man bat beheading. That one was cool.
That was cool too.
Dude, that was just a lot of like soupiness too, man. He was
Mm-hmm.
just cutting up that stomach, dude. Just shit, just dropping. That. I'm just gonna go with Sam Neill though, man, because that was just the most like justified and satisfying.
It was the most
Right.
satisfying
Oh, yeah.
one.
It very much
Oh,
was.
yes.
That motherfucker gets everything he deserves.
But I can't give it to it because
That's fair. I like the man bat one. Best scene.
the Sam Neill kill leading into the feeding frenzy.
See, I'm just going full feeding frenzy for me.
Yeah.
I feel like
But Sam Neill's kill was the beginning of the feeding frenzy.
I like that, but actually, my favorite scene is kind of a toss up between the reveal, the first time you see the feral vampire,
Okay. In the apartment.
and the tiny little riot at the coffee stand. That's the
Oh,
first.
you know what? I
That is a
do
good
really
scene.
like that.
I
That was a
really
good one.
like that.
Because that's when you see tensions of like you've already gotten
You see-
introduced to these people once and they were living happy and nice at the beginning of the movie. Now we're
And now
halfway
you're seeing
through
the
and-
start of how bad it's about to get.
yeah. No. I don't you
Um,
know what? That's a good one too.
I would have to say my favorite scene is when they're testing Ethan Hawke, where he's testing to see if that cure is actually going to work.
Yeah, they did the good rule of threes. Like you know what I mean? Like third
Yeah.
time's always a fucking charm. Gotta do
Yeah.
that. Man. There's a lot of good little like I do like that apartment scene with the first man bat though. That is
That's a good one.
Fucking-
It's a solid pick.
because it's a good jump scare when he first pops out of the dark there.
Yeah,
and
it was.
looking nasty.
Yeah, and my thought was like, I thought he was like keeping it captive, like to test the serum on or whatever. Like, is he keeping that? Is it somebody he knows? Is it somebody?
Right.
Was he keeping
Nope.
it there? No, it
That
broke
fucker
in.
just broke in.
Yeah.
Which also, what's her name did. So apparently, Ethan Hawke's security just sucks
His security
ass.
sucks
Yeah.
ass.
They even told him he
that
needed to
security company.
They even told him he needed to upgrade his security after that.
That is true. Oh man. Yeah, no wrong answers on that question for sure. Because there's a lot of good ones. I even like Sam Neill talking like when he's doing his little businessman spiel with Ethan Hawke and like try to
Yeah.
like sell him on the pitch. Because you're just like, oh man, dude, like you feel the sleaze like that.
Yeah, you really can.
All right. Worst moment or scene.
The stupid CGI that we see in the beginning of the movie, the girl burning. I don't like it. I feel that was not a great way to start with terrible CGI.
Sorry if my
That's
dog's
fair.
barking.
Oh yeah, I heard him a little bit.
He's like right outside the damn bedroom door because he sits there and waits for me to get done.
I'll say the end, the drive away, because I mean we didn't need it.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with that because
Okay, true.
finding out that it was tacked on just because the audience wanted it,
Yeah.
and then it's like you don't even need that really.
Trying to think if there's just any scene that I was just like, eh. You know what? It's not necessarily worst scene, but I'm just gonna throw it in here because it's a scene that I have to laugh at, and it's when fucking William Dafoe 180 grinds the Chrysler 300 across the fucking rails on the bridge.
Oh,
And
yeah.
So we go into a Tony Hawk mode and then breaks that. But then the Hummer behind that, it would have been cool had they just left the Hummer with the stab through and all the blood coming out. But for some reason, it had to explode. Why the fuck did it have to explode?
That's a very good question.
This is not a cartoon. What the fuck is going on? Like, is it because the vampires like hit sunlight and they exploded too? Like, what?
That's got to be the only explanation.
That's the best explanation you're gonna get.
Right, and I know that's reaching, but it's the only thing I could possibly come up with. I'm like, why the fuck else would that explode when it was stabbed through the windows? Like, Jed and I laughed so fucking hard when that happened. I was like, that's like some cartoon shit of like the horse and the buggy going off the fucking ravine, waiting there a second, and then being like, fucking.
Like in Family Guy.
Yeah, like any of that shit, dude. It was a fucking O'Doyle rules situation.
Doyle rules.
God.
All right. Did the opening scene hook you in?
Yeah, it was so sad. That poor little vampire
Yes.
was
Yeah.
killing herself.
We didn't know who that was though, right? Like she was just
No,
some
we did
random
not.
girl, like
It was just some
writing
random girl.
writing her suicide note, and then yeah, that was pretty fucked. But that was solid. I mean, like, because you're just like, okay, vampire killed herself. What's going on here? And then, yeah, all right.
That's what's going on.
She's self-hating. No. Let's see. We have most attractive character.
Sam Neill's daughter.
She was cute. I mean, Ethan Hawke's obviously
And
a handsome man. So
she was in Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen. She was that Decepticon chick.
she was the
that really cute
Terminatrix.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
I like the main girl that we see. What's Audrey? Is it Audrey? No, I can't remember. Yeah, Audrey. Yeah, I'll go with her.
Yeah, I mean,
And
we didn't get
The
you know,
girl,
actually,
at
you know what?
the girl at the coffee shop was rather cute too.
Boom. That's exactly where I was
gonna
going.
say, yeah, you're
She had like that '50s cute waitress look.
You know something? I'm
With the hair
changing
going.
mine to that. You are absolutely right.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
No, I dig that aesthetic for sure. I gotta say, man, like,
I think Scoops fell asleep there.
no,
No,
he's on his phone.
I'm texting right now. Sorry, guys.
No, you're good.
You guys were looking down. You literally looked like you were asleep to me. He's like,
I mean, dude,
Oh,
I
guys,
love
we lost
William
Scoops.
Dafoe, and he always steals the show.
I am a
It's like
grandpa,
Ethan Hawke.
so you know.
That's true. That is true. I forgot you're a grandpa. Alrighty.
You're a grandpappy.
So did the score set the mood?
yeah.
I honestly do not remember the score at all.
it's not memorable, but it's not awful.
I feel like it's just kind of like some futuristic tempo shit to keep it going with that vibe. So it works. I mean, I never felt like I was distracted by it or anything. So, or it didn't feel like it was ever out of place.
Right.
So, okay. Best song? I don't know if we ever had one.
It's
I don't think
Willem Dafoe saying the
Burning Love.
Uncle Burning Love.
So yeah, Elvis at that time.
There you go. Okay. Fucking A. Favorite character?
Elvis. Willem
Elvis.
Dafoe. Come on.
William Dafoe.
He was great.
I'm actually going with Ethan Hawke.
We're the guys with the crossbows. All right. Good choice as well. You know, another was a good scene was when his old lab partner came in and fucked him over. I like that scene a lot. That was cool because like
Yeah,
you knew
that-
it was kind of gonna happen, but you weren't necessarily sure.
Did they show his lab assistant before that?
A few times, yeah, they showed it in
Like-
the beginning.
I don't remember seeing it in the beginning. I just remember him saying, oh, there's somebody else that can make the cure or whatever. And it showed him just out of the blue. And I thought it was,
No, they showed him in the beginning before they even went to the trials, and then he was the one in the trial that he was yelling at to rush to get him that stuff to put in the IV when he was freaking
all
out.
right, all right.
So no, he was there. Like he was there for a couple scenes to pad that up going into that.
I got you.
What are we on, boys? Was it scary?
Had a couple jump scares,
It had
but
jump scares in it, but it wasn't really scary.
Yeah.
Once again,
Okay.
dystopian sci-fi is
Yeah.
kind of where I'm leaning on towards it. So
Yeah. Absolutely.
in the bigger picture of existentialism, sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you want to parallel it to like the way society is right now and replace vampires and humans with vaccinated and unvaccinated, then yeah, it's pretty scary.
Any of it, dude. Just fucking money versus no money. Like, fuck, you know
It
what I
could
mean?
literally
dude?
be
Like,
anything.
well, how bad people at the bottom are going to get fucked versus people at the top who are still like, yo, man, I
Well,
can still
it's-
afford this shit. So fuck out.
Well, yeah, it's kind of like that movie in Society, the Society movie, which I think we have on our list.
It's on our list, Bobby. You
If
picked it.
Bob wasn't going to put it on there, I was going to put it on there. So
That's
it's
true.
okay.
Yeah.
I've never
'Cause
seen it.
I've never seen it, and it's always one I've wanted.
Oh,
to.
yeah. Yeah. Okay. Just wait.
All right. Does this hold up today? I would say damn well.
I think a lot more now
Very
with
much
everything
so.
that we've gone through.
Okay. So that's a solid fucking 8 thumbs up. How is the acting, boys? Top
really good.
fucking notch.
I mean,
Top
dude.
notch.
Really good.
You get
Not a bad
A-list
performance.
acting in a fucking B movie. I mean, what more can you
What
ask
more
for?
could you want?
Cinematography. I feel like Brody said what he like. Pretty much everything looked good. Even
Yeah.
the stuff that didn't look maybe necessarily as good, it fits with the overall vibe of this weird future that we're in.
Yeah.
So.
I agree.
The lighting especially was really top notch because it wasn't too dark in the scenes, but it was dark enough that like in his apartment where you couldn't see
Yes.
where they.
You know what though? This is the difference between good lighting and bad filtering.
Yes.
So
Yes.
this movie was very blue, not completely, because any of the daytime was very yellow, obviously. But there's so many more movies where we get that overly blue tone, but it's just filtered and it looks like shit.
Mhm.
And this one might have had just a little bit of it, but I felt like it didn't. You know what I mean? There was so much variance between the night and the daytime scenes.
So you're saying that, and all I could think of is how overly white the last couple Harry Potter movies were, with that really stark white filter.
I haven't seen the last two.
And it was I think it was Order of the Phoenix was when it was the worst.
The one that I hated was I don't even remember, dude. It was so dark and so like bluish green. I'm like, I can't see shit. This is stupid. And it was just talking like nothing happened. I think Servius died, maybe. No. Who's his uncle? What's
Serious.
the fucking
Well,
Serious? Yeah.
Serious black.
Anyways, we're not talking Harry
I'm
Potter.
sorry, I'm
We're talking-
yawning way too much. I'm sorry, boys.
It's all right. We're old. Did we
Yeah.
enjoy the premise?
Oh yeah, love
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, it was fucking great.
Definitely.
I definitely did, and I am very happy you guys did, man. Like I said, I felt like this was a curveball putting it on the list. So
Yes. But I'm not old. Just wanted to let you know.
that's fair.
Yet you're getting there, buddy.
Yet, Bobby. This is your future.
Was the climax satisfying?
Yes.
Yes, definitely.
Dude, if we're talking that lobby scene of being the climax
That-
of like Samuel
yeah.
dying and everybody just get
Yeah.
fuck yeah, bro, because that was just that scene was juicy.
Very.
It was juicy and so bad, like in the worst way, but the best way.
The cleanup crew was going to be pissed the next day.
Oh, they were
How
going
were
to
you-
walk in
now-
and be like, fuck.
Now, were you boys doing the same thing I was doing? As like you first saw this and you knew exactly how it was going to go down? Were you trying to figure like how many dudes are going to end up at the end that are just going to be alive?
Yep.
And when it came down to
Yeah.
like
And it was a
three
lot. It was a lot less than I was
yeah,
expecting.
I was expecting maybe like 5.
half. I was
10.
expecting half. I was
There was 3. There was like 50
That's- yeah.
motherfuckers there. dude.
But then I was also just like, how the fuck are they going to clean this shit up? That's a lot.
You're not.
set
We're
fire to
just going to close this building off.
Yep.
You know
Yeah,
what?
just-
Burn
just
it down.
Burn it.
I was about to say,
burn
just
it
burn it
down.
down.
All right. So let's recycle, rewind, remake, or reboot. I'm going to rewind
but
this,
give me
and
a
I'm all,
miniseries.
yeah.
I want a reboot. I want a prequel. I want
Yeah.
this fleshed out.
Yes.
Rewind and reboot.
I don't even know if that would be a reboot, honestly, at that point, right? If it's
I
just
don't-
prequel in it,
Could be.
prequel in it at that point.
Yeah,
So,
pretty much.
you
But if you prequel it, that gives you license to continue
oh, absolutely.
the after story. So
Yeah. Like I said, man, you still got 10, 11 years of bullshit you could play with up
Yeah.
until this movie. And then there's your second miniseries, the after effect of now the cure's out there. And this is what, yeah. Oh, yeah.
you,
dude.
I was
you-
just
you
actually
can even
thinking
pull
that.
like what Walking Dead's doing, where you have it's still set in the same universe, just different cities.
Yeah. That'd be,
every season could be a different story to tell
Mhm.
until
Yeah.
you finally get everything together for one final season.
Would it turn into Steak Land? I feel like it would turn into Steak Land. Maybe not.
Well, I think in the prequel, it could have been Stakeland at first.
I think
until they started organizing
to
get society back.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be a
needed.
bit more zombie-esque. With like, I just feel vampires just running amok until they're smart enough to gain control of the situation. Because obviously, we're not talking like old school like Blade vampires where these have existed for thousands upon thousands. Like this is just across the board fucking mutation.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's rate this bitch. Brody started us off with a 3.8. Bob, what do you got for us, homie?
You know something? I'm actually just going to agree with Brody on this one because it's a solid B movie. 3.8 could have been fleshed out a little more. Yeah, 3.8 actually seems pretty fair.
All righty, Skula.
Same.
3.8. Chad Daddy.
I'll take it up a little bit and give it an even 4.
All right, and I'm gonna ride the Chad Daddy train because I was going 4 as well. Keep it easy enough, no decimals. All right, let's divide that bitch by 5. That's a 3.88, so 3.9.
Nice,
Ooh,
right in the middle.
Extremely,
nice.
Extremely fair score.
Yeah, buddy.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Daybreakers. I hope. Like I said, glad you boys enjoyed it. Chad and Bob for your first time, and Scoop for your
No, certainly, absolutely.
repopping of it. And for everybody else who maybe didn't or did watch it for the first time, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Chad Daddy, what are we covering next week, homie?
Next week, we're going back to camp for a little taste of that new blood.
Oh,
Friday the
shit, we're doing
13th.
part 7?
Oh, wait,
Oh,
already? Damn, that's
yeah.
fast. Damn, it feels like we just did part 6.
We are
It
finally
did.
getting into the Kane Hodder Jasons.
Wow.
We are.
The pull away kills.
He's right there.
Because the
right in
MP,
corner,
because
right-
the MPAA decided to be a douchebag with this movie.
Boy, did they ever.
Fucking right, dude.
Oh God, yes.
Awesome. Well, that makes me excited because I'll definitely have a lot of shit to talk about that movie. Gentlemen, anything nerdy to talk about?
Well, we can continue on the talk with Friday the 13th. They revealed today at Gun Media. Hold on, let me pull that up.
Yeah, buddy.
They're basically unlocking everything but
Everything.
Savini Jason in this game now.
Except for Savini, Jason.
That's what I said, except for Savini Jason. So they're leveling everybody up to 150, giving all the good perks, removing all the negative ones, which is weird. But
Wait, what?
Yeah, they're getting rid of all the negative perks.
Mhm.
I'm just going to re-download that game now, just to.
okay, so
play
here's
as
what they say.
everything they have.
So they're giving everybody 30 legendary perks, awarded to all. It's the most popular perks, no negative effects, and all the best rolls possible. All players are level 150. All kills are unlocked. All challenge skulls are unlocked. No experience points or character points earned, and no matchmaking functionality lost. So,
You know
Yes.
what? Now I just want to play it.
Yeah.
Because it can.
I'm downloading it literally right now.
I'm doing it on the
as we
Switch
speak
right
to my
now.
Steam.
See, I don't have it on Steam. I have it on Xbox. God damn it.
I have it on PlayStation.
It's $5.
But that wasn't crossplay, was it? I don't think that ever
No.
got to be
I don't think it's
crossplay.
crossplay.
No, I don't believe it did.
Probably. Yo, so here's an old game that I haven't played in a hot fucking minute, but I'll dust off for sure. Supposedly Phasmophobia is going to be coming to consoles soon,
Really?
and that makes me very happy. So I can play with my console homies now.
Nice.
Nice.
Because in that game I haven't played in a minute, but they've definitely done some like super fucking updating on that shit, dude.
I have not played it since the last time we played it.
Yeah, dude,
together.
it's got a lot bigger now, a lot more ghosts and a lot more shit, dude. More places to check out.
Dude, I haven't been keeping up with my Ghostbusters either.
That's all right, man. I've been literally just grinding MK so hard until September, dude.
Yeah, I got to
That's
play
gonna be-
Ghostbusters soon again. It's been a minute.
Let's see, what else you got? Anything else nerdy?
I really don't.
I
have
actually
anything.
had nothing.
I haven't been on my phone all weekend, so I unfortunately haven't really been scoping too much shit. I'm trying to think of any other games or anything coming out. I think the new Mario Kart, though, one of the last booster packs, is going to be dropping pretty soon. I think maybe at the end of this month. Don't quote me on that. I thought I saw that on Nintendo Direct.
So wait, does that mean we get Uber Jason in this game now? Because I know they did do it.
No.
No. If you have
it on
if
computer,
you have the
can fucking-
PC version, you can get the mods that'll give you Uber, Freddy versus Jason, 09 Jason, and Ghost Jason.
God damn it.
So
Thank you, Steam.
Yeah, right. Let's see. All right. Well, I guess if that's it, boys,
Yeah, that's all I got this time.
we'll fucking cap her off. So next week, fucking going back to the woods, back to the cabins, Friday 13th, part 7.
This is one of our leaner episodes in a long time. We're sitting at an hour and 40 minutes.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. Next week's going to be 2.5 hours,
Well,
dude.
You know what?
Remember when they used to be shorter?
Yeah, they used to be 45 minutes. So,
Mhm.
whatever, dude. Yeah, but if you think about it, before we even get to discussion, though, we have like 30 minutes of shit before we even get to our actual like general discussion.
This
of
is
the
true.
movie.
We do.
Yep.
If we want to get rid of that, we can. I like
And that's because we cut out the fucking trailers and shit too.
Yeah. But
That's a good 3
No,
minutes right
I
there.
like our slice of life. I like keeping it. No, we do
Yeah,
just
fuck
fine.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish I had more nerdy shit, but unfortunately I don't. You know what? This isn't anything confirmed. This is just Big Johnny D's hot takes. So I've been following everybody on Instagram for the new MK movie. And I've been keeping up with Brody on this shit. So the dude who's playing Shao Kahn has been posting shit like a motherfucker, dude. Like, he
really?
is super excited about this role. Like, he is just like, he's like the one that posts the most. And I'm like,
that makes me really happy that he's that excited to be playing the villain of this movie. That
Right.
He may not even be the main villain. He may just be like a background villain set up to be the main villain in the next one.
nope. I'm calling this is going to be tournament, and we're going to get fucking Shang Tsung's death at the end because Liu Kang is looking swole as fuck now.
Yeah, when you sent that picture,
Bro.
I don't think I ever. Dude, yes,
He put some muscle on.
He got jacked.
And I'm like, yo, man, he looks like straight up like Robin Shaw built. Fucking that. Maybe even more actually built. I think we're gonna get Khan in this one because he's put up a lot of productions where he took a picture with the dude who's playing King Jared, and then he took a picture with the chick who's playing Katana. So I think we're gonna get some like prequel stuff, and we'll get like Shao Kahn killing off Jared and all this other shit. You know what I mean? But we won't actually get him fighting
Until the next one.
right.
That's what I'm hoping for.
That's what I'm guessing or hoping for. So like we'll get Shang Tsung get killed in this one, obviously getting redemption for fucking Kung Lao in the first one, all that good shebang. Everybody has posted shit, even Joe Solemn, who played Sub-Zero, right? Like everybody's posted stuff from the thing, except the dude who's played Cole Young has not posted shit about anything yet. Carl Urban hasn't really, but he posted, if you look like 5 weeks ago, he posted his new haircut. So it was like, that was already like the nod to like, oh, okay, that's where we're going with. And he like, I think he shaved his beard. Like that was like the big reveal. But I don't know, man. I'm hoping they kill off Cole. I think maybe they just, they haven't done anything with him, and everybody else has been at production so far.
He's
So,
completely unnecessary story.
yeah. Either that or just completely sideline. I'm like, you can keep him there, but just like, meh, go to the back.
Just kill him off.
Just get rid of
It's
him.
Mortal Kombat, dude.
Somebody's got to die.
Everybody's got to die. I mean, they did that in the OG one, but they did that with a side character.
Gore will come back and just fucking
that's
rip
what
his
we
ass
can
in
mention.
half.
It wasn't. We didn't get a chance to talk about, but my youngest daughter's favorite character was announced.
Bob
to be in it.
Rocca.
Bob
Yeah,
Rocca,
dude. Which the dude who's playing him, he's pretty fucking svelte. I haven't seen him in anything, and he hasn't been in much, but
I didn't even see that they revealed who was playing him. I just saw it.
it's
He
on the
was announced.
IMDb. If you go there, you can scope it out. I'm calling it out, man. I think that's where we're gonna get our nut punch. Because Lawson is not on the IMDb list for Kano. So I don't know if we're gonna get Kano in this one. But it doesn't mean if we don't get a third one, we still couldn't get him back in a third one.
Well,
Potentially.
I was gonna say he wasn't really in the second game, but this is gonna be probably more based on the first game, I would assume, anyway.
Yeah, seeing his first tournament.
Yeah.
But obviously, different rules aside and different realities aside, all that shit. But yeah, man. So, like I said, I've been fucking following that shit like nuts. The fact that the dude who's playing Shao Kahn is literally just posting shit every single day, like, "Yo, man, 3 a.m. shoot," and I'm just like, dude, I'm so glad this dude's excited about it because
He's like a little kid at Christmas. This is great.
That's just that really makes me happy to be like, yeah, he's happy to be making something good.
Why did Bob just suddenly get really loud there?
I don't know.
Wow.
I think it's also picking up the AC, so I think it was.
Sorry, it started getting warm in here. I had to turn it on.
Oh, you're fine, bud.
Yeah.
You're fine. We're at the end
It's
anyway.
the noise
So
suppression. It happens.
yep. So yeah, I think that's all I have to fucking say, dude.
Yeah, I don't have much either.
That's
All right. Part 7 next week. I'm excited. Get your fucking popcorn. Get your fucking psychic shit going. You know what?
Versus Tina.
I'm very interested to see who hottest character is gonna take.
That's gonna be a tough one. Not really.
Yeah, I think so. I think there's a lot of cuties in 7.
There is.
Because I mean, yes, dude, there's always the redhead with her titties, and she's always top notch, and like I would never. But then there's also the cute nerdy girl, man, and honestly, like she's yummy fucking too.
It's not bad.
You know what she reminded me of a live action Irma from fucking Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and that's why I was about it.
Yeah.
Dude,
Fuck
That's
yeah,
why I was
yeah.
about that shit, dude. I was like,
Mhm.
Alrighty. Well, everybody, you guys enjoy your weeks. We'll do our shout outs here. Bob, you want to start us off?
This is your Killing Me Shabab Me Moon saying we'll see you next week for Friday the 13th, Part 7. And also, happy 4th of July. Be safe and blow shit up.
Yeah.
This is your host with the Ghost Prince of Paranormal, the Duke of the Dead, Lord Scuba Cabra, saying happy 4th of July. See you next week.
This is your Dark Lord of Knowledge, your Chad Daddy saying, don't forget to leave out milk and cookies for Captain America tonight. Happy birthday, America.
Was it Captain America or is it Randy Savage? Because I would rather have Randy Savage.
It is Captain America.
Oh, I got you for 3 minutes, man.
And I'm your Fluff Master Supreme, Big Johnny D, saying adios, Gorehounds. Once again, thank you for joining us. If you can, share as much as you possibly can.
Yes.
We appreciate it. We love you. And remember, last but not least, stay fresh, cheese bags.
Coffee in the
America.
morning.